I didn't expect AI to be this way. AI was supposed to help people, but look at how it's failing. They told us AI would revolutionize everything. They said it would be smarter, faster, and unstoppable. So why did I just watch a man get asked, "What's your greatest weakness?" And his AI earpiece told him to say, "I care too much about delivering exceptional value to stakeholders." Sir, you're applying to work at Applebee's. We've got people out here copy and pasting ChatGPT answers, not even reading them first. One guy submitted a cover letter that still said, "Here's a professional cover letter for the position you mentioned." Brother, you had one job. And the interviews? Oh, the interviews are wild now. Candidates sounding like malfunctioning robots. I am a dynamic team member who synergizes cross functional collaboration. My guy, the interviewer asked where you see yourself in 5 years, not for a TED talk. I saw one guy get asked, "Tell me about yourself." You could literally hear him whispering to ChatGPT. The interviewer said, "Are you Googling right now?" He panicked and said, "No, that's just my inner monologue." Your inner monologue has a loading sound? AI was supposed to help us, not expose us in 4K. Use it wisely. Please, I'm begging.
It's like, what other jobs will be available that aren't available now because of AI?
Well, AI is really still digital. Ultimately, AI can improve the productivity of humans who build things with their hands or do things with their hands, like literally welding, electrical work, plumbing, anything that's physically moving atoms, like cooking food or farming or like anything that's physical. Those jobs will exist for a much longer time. But anything that is digital, which is like just someone at a computer doing something, AI is going to take over those jobs like lightning.
Coding, anything along those lines. Yeah,
it's going to take over those jobs like lightning. Just like digital computers took over the job of people doing manual calculations, but much faster.
Monday. 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 Mondays.
What?
Oh, Monday. 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 Mondays. True rock stars work on Mondays. Sounds great, Monday.
What am I
Yes, it sounds
to
great,
do?
Monday. I love Mondays. Yay, Monday. Monday rhymes with book. Yay, Monday. Monday rhymes with book. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
Hello?
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for. Thanks for. Thanks for.
So
Have a good
weird.
day. Have a good day. Have a good. And bye. Have a good. Goodbye. Goodbye.
What is happening?
Bye. Bye, Bertie. Goodbye. Bye, Dave. Bye, Nine Mile. Let's touch base. Let's touch base. Satisfy. Monday. 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 Okay, Monday. Okay, Monday. Okay, I see you. Okay, I see you. I see you, girl. I see you too, girly. Ha ha ha.
What do you do for a living and how much do you make?
I crochet frog hats on Etsy. Made 11 grand last month.
Tell me about a time when you showed initiative on the job. When was it and what was the outcome?
Yeah, that's a great question. So during my time as social media manager at Redpoint Ventures, I actually showed initiative by implementing a brand new content strategy. The outcome was a significant increase in engagement and followers on the company's social media.
Alright, there is so much controversy regarding the use of AI in job interviews. Like, oh, you can't do that, or oh, people aren't performing as well. But the reality of it is going to be that these types of AI tools are going to be sticking with us from this point onwards. And I think that ultimately, if you don't use AI in your day-to-day life, whether it's job searching, whether it's interviewing, or whether it's performing on the job, whether you work in finance, engineering, tech, data, sales, you can use tools like ChatGPT, OpenAI, maybe even DeepSeek, maybe Grok, and you can use those tools to ultimately enhance your efficiency and perform better as an employee. Because let's face it, these tools are available and these tools exist for us. And this is why I've kind of, been promoting Final Round AI for a pretty long time, is because ultimately this is something that's going to be here to stay. And ultimately, I don't think using Final Round AI is any different from, say, using something like sticky notes on your desktop or on your computer. So ultimately, That's what it is.
How would AI destroy humanity?
In the case of an AI developing goals or motivations that are misaligned with those of humans, it's difficult to predict exactly what would happen, as it would depend on the specific goals and actions of the AI. However, it's possible that the AI could take actions that are harmful to humans, such as using resources or manipulating people to achieve its goals. If AI were to malfunction or be hacked and caused harm to humans, the extent of the damage would likely depend on the specific circumstances. For example, if the AI system was controlling a nuclear power plant and caused a meltdown, the consequences could be severe. Similarly, if an AI system was controlling military drones or autonomous weapons and was hacked, it could cause significant loss of life. So don't mess with me.
Hold on. You answer these questions way too fast. Can you share your screen with me?
Yeah, sure. I can definitely show you that. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I see it now. Okay. Can you switch the tabs?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can see that I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you know I'm built different. I just think
I only love working with the best of the best, and unfortunately, today, that's just not you. I wish you the best of luck in this very competitive job market.
You're leading an army of ants in a battle against grasshoppers. What's your first strategic move?
I think my first strategic move would be to assess the terrain and identify any natural advantages that we can leverage, such as narrow paths or elevated areas. Then I would focus on creating a diversion to confuse the grasshoppers, allowing us to flank them with their multiple sides.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
How do you feel about ChatGPT?
It's a fun toy, but nothing else. It's like if you took 1,000 monkeys on typewriters and you selectively bred the ones that most closely wrote something like Shakespeare until you got a breed of monkey that can successfully write a Hamlet's Knight's Dream or Macbeth's Tale.
Sounds good.
Great. Could you start by sharing your primary areas of expertise with me?
Can you repeat that?
Certainly. Let's shift gears a bit.
I applied for this job at like 1 a.m. At 1:30, they were like, hey, do you want to do an interview? And I was like, how did I get an interview request so fast? Am I this good now? I just did my first AI interview, and it was like really creepy and like futuristic and dystopian, and I like kind of want to do more of them. It was with this company that does retirement plans, but the actual interview was with like an HR recruitment firm, but it was actually an AI like bot that was going to interview. Okay, I'm gonna add in a recording that I did from the interview so you can hear what it sounded like.
You've had quite a diverse journey in marketing, and it's great to hear about your project management skills and your experience with product marketing.
The good things about this interview were that, so it wasn't like a video interview, it was I would answer, and the like AI bestie, her name was Alex, okay? Alex would ask me specific questions about what I had just said. So if I said like, oh, I have this type of marketing experience, she'd be like, so tell me about the channels. And if I gave an example or like a situation, she'd be like, okay, but like you probably experienced this challenge while you were doing this, how did you deal with it? Which was so cool. Like it felt customized. And at the same time, she was like so encouraging. Like anytime I would give an answer, she was like, that was a phenomenal response. I was like, thank you. And like no actual interviewer, I feel like when they have to have a very like unbiased reaction to your answers, will give that. I've had like a few very friendly and welcoming interviewers, but it doesn't happen often. I even got to ask the AI bestie, Alex, questions at the end about like, what is work-life balance like? And like, what does a day look like in this role? Or like, what are challenges that this role would experience often? What kind of teams would it work with? And everything was like already input to, for her to be able to answer those questions. And so that was really cool. And then I literally asked her like, hey, how do you think I did on this interview? And she was like, shut up, I can't answer that. The part that was difficult, I'd say, was like, I don't know how they judge these answers in the end. Like, I'm sure it's more efficient, like maybe there's like less human bias, but then how do we know that? Because not enough AI interviews have been done. I haven't heard back from this company yet. We're pretty quick to go from application to interview, but not from interview to, hey, you did good, you're moving on. Or this might be just like a silent rejection. We don't know. I definitely want to do more AI interviews because it was such a quick like turnaround from the beginning. Like I said, it was very comfortable, and I feel like it gets rid of some bias of like having to connect with the interviewer, which I don't know if you know, but I'm really good at. So maybe it's a missed opportunity for me. Maybe I'm a personality hire. Maybe I was supposed to be a personality hire, but I won't get this one because the bot wasn't picking up on my personality, okay?
I just did an AI interview, and I feel like I should hate it. And I do kind of hate it, the replacement of recruiters with these AI chatbots. But there's kind of a weird thing of like, I've been interviewing for a month, and somehow that was not my worst interview experience. AI interview, I talked to Raya, or I think was her name was the AI, and the AI asks questions, and there's like a chat box on the side so I can read it while AI says it, and then I respond and I click the space bar whenever I'm done with my answer, and then it records like a transcript. And I actually like that better than a different interview I did where it was a one-way video interview where I had, you know, just on my screen, I had 30 seconds to read this question and then exactly 2 minutes to answer it. It was super stressful, and I also bombed it. I got the rejection from that today, actually. This is why I'm thinking about it. Whereas for the AI one, I think actually I could have taken like kind of as long as I wanted to think about my answer. And then once I start talking, like it starts recording, but I think it's a text recording. And then also I had as long or as little as I wanted to answer each question instead of having to like fit everything I want to say into exactly 2 minutes. And I better do a good job. And I think it should be people. I think there should be people interviewing, but it's crazy that the AI is not my worst interview experience so far. And one challenge about it is that like, I think that the AI is really encouraging. Like I gave an answer and the AI would be like, that's a great answer. It's really insightful how you included this example or what, and I would be like, thanks, Raya. But then I feel like I don't know if I did the interview well or not. Like, I think the AI makes it sound like you do a good job, but I have no idea. I don't have any information. And when you interview, sometimes people, you can tell in the way when they talk to you, if you're like, if they say, oh yeah, or if they're like, huh, you can tell if you did a good job or not. And then for this, I have no idea. And I even asked, I said, at the end, I was like, do you have any questions for me? And I said, did I do a good job in the interview? And she said, I don't have opinions because I'm an AI, but I'll pass on your answers to that. So it felt better than this one-way interview that I did before. And it's the same amount of lack of information. However, I do feel like less informed. And I don't like AI replacing recruiters in general. So.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining the interview today. I am so excited to talk to you and get to know more about you. For our first question, let's circle back. Tell me about a time when. Let's circle back. Tell me about a time when. Let's circle back. Tell me about a time when.
I think the internet's breaking up or
Tell me
something.
about a time when. Let's circle back. Tell me about a time when. Let's circle back. Tell
Just
me about a
repeating.
time
I don't.
Let's circle back. Tell me about a
I
time
don't even know what to do.
Let's. Tell me about a time when. Let's circle back. Tell me about a time when. Let's. Our interview. Thank you so much for answering the questions. I got a lot of great information about
I didn't get to
you in
answer a
this
question.
interview, and it was really nice to meet you. We will be sending you a follow-up email here shortly about the interview and the next steps.
The strangest thing happened to me today. So a recruiter, what I thought was a recruiter, texted me and said, hey KB, I'm interested in like your experience, your resume. I tried to give you a call. Is now a good time to chat about this project management opportunity. So of course I'm happy because I've been trying to find, like I've been applying for jobs. So I'm like, hey, sure, I didn't have a missed call, but I'm available to speak right now. So they call me and it's an AI, like a robot. And it sounded like a real person, but it was like a robot. I could tell it was a robot. So it said, is now a good time to talk? I said, yeah, sure. So she said, tell me about your most recent project that you worked on. And I was just thinking, like, you trying to take my job. That's what it's giving. I'm going to tell you about all these projects that I worked on, and you're going to put it into your little computing system. And then in 5 years, you're going to be doing what I just told you I do. I hung up the phone. I was like, even if it is a real job, it just freaks me out. I also was thinking maybe they trying to steal my voice and use it for like some weird whatever, which could also be true, but I had to get off that line. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, baby. This is too advanced.
Share your screen. Now. Did you share it?
Okay, I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it now.
Okay, now tell me, how would you estimate the Korean skincare market in America?
Oh, that is a great question. I would probably research existing market reports to gather data on current market size and growth, identify target demographics, evaluate main distribution channels, consider cultural trends, and then finally analyze the competitive landscape.
Okay, good answer.
What brands do you think are doing the great job at social media marketing? Can you give me a few examples?
Sure. My favorite brands right now are Nike, that just has super creative campaigns, Wendy's, which is super witty on Twitter, Dove, which has a great community, and Airbnb, which makes great UGC.
What do you think about our brand, Lockheed Martin?
Well, I think that Lockheed Martin's brand is synonymous with innovation and excellence. It's super strong with a great amount of technical expertise and reliability.
That's great.